it's really rocking my world. A lot of times I'm surprised they'll even just like take the time to talk to me.
Yeah.
So I was even more surprised when Jenny Lovecourt was like, yeah, if you do a book, like a book launch event, I would be down to sponsor it with a bunch of other people. And I was like,
yeah,
little me.
I'm Jenny Leftcourt. I'm a venture capitalist, and I think more relevant for me being here is that I'm one of the founding members of All Raise. We're a new nonprofit dedicated to increasing diversity in both funders, meaning venture capitalists, as well as founders.
The fact that you've got all these amazing women who said, like, I want to help you. And again, saying I want to help you with a book launch is because they don't exactly know, they want to help you, but they don't know how to help you, right? But what they really want to do is they want to get more women in the venture capital game.
Growtopia is about how women have been left out of the greatest wealth creation in the history of the world. And in my mind, the title sort of captures this idea that Silicon Valley is a modern utopia where anyone can change the world or make their own rules.
And the problem, though, is like people say, well, like, you know, how they got to figure it out, like we figured it out, like all this sort of stuff. Yeah. And that's, again, back to the wall, there's like sort of an easier pipeline for men. There's just not as easy of a pipeline for women. Yeah. So what you may get to the chance to do is, could you wind up building out some kind of a program? Listen, Anne, listen, Jenny, listen, Dana, like I realized that like there's a challenge. Like I was interviewing all these women who want to break into venture capital, and they don't have role models. They don't have that they know. They don't have training, and so they're afraid to even apply to these access funds. Yeah. Would you be willing to do a every other week just a webinar? Mm-hmm. All you need to do is basically, here's a topic, you cover it, and we'll have this list. And then as opportunities come through where you hear of opportunities for women at funds, at firms, and you know, scout funds and sort of these access funds, let me know and I'll broadcast it back to them.
I feel like, especially since I've like unearthed exactly how this like huge problem works, you know, there's always been like, there's been talk about like maybe one person's opinion on how it is, and then like another person's opinion on like how we should fix things. But actually like aggregating all of that in like one place and discovering what exactly that is, it's almost like wrong if I like don't do something more about it.
I agree.
Especially since like I'm like now probably like at my age one of the few people who like can like really understand the problem and see other ways to fix it. I'm obviously too young, and I've just been here to like observe the problem. I can't believe I'm actually like, it's possible for me to like make a difference for people bigger than me.
Well, that's the whole trick, right? Like you've done the hard part. So the hard part is you actually did the work to understand the problem, right? And I think that's what's exciting. And that's why, as I was like chewing on this the last couple of days about like what you and I were going to talk about, because I heard, you know, you said, I want to, and you've entitled this meeting like book sponsorship or book launch sponsorship, right? Yeah. And I was like, that's not, I don't think that's big enough, like for what really the thing is that you've stumbled into. Yeah. And so what you've really stumbled into is something that is, people want to help, but people don't know how. Yeah. And people want help, but people don't know where to get it. Yeah. And so you have this opportunity to sit in the middle of it. And I think, again, the key in this one is, I know it sounds enormous, but I want you to like simplify this from a thing. Yeah. I think, again, here's what I want you to do for me. Put together a Google survey. Yeah. And so think on this. Make sure that you are cool to be the person. I feel like this could be transformative for you and solve the real problem. I mean, you wanted to write this book because one day you wanted to break into venture capital, right? Yeah. So I think this is an opportunity for you to supercharge that. Like the book will be great, but the book is just an excuse to really get into the heart of this. Yeah. So, you know, again, assuming you don't change your mind, send me the Google form and I'll send you some feedback. Sure. And then let me send it out to people. Okay. Let me send it around and see if I can help you get your list filled. Yeah. And I think once you have this list, then I think you go back to all these women and say, listen, this is crazy. Like I have over 100 women that said they would love to hear you teach them about how to break into venture capital. And they know that it's a long game, but like they told us that there's skills or things that they want to learn more about. But if you do that, I think you could, you may change what you do this summer.